Hey guys, welcome back to Selenium with Java September 2023 batch online training session 11. So in last session I started with the data driven framework where you can get to know how you can read the data from the Excel sheet. But today I will again cover the data driven framework where you can get to know or learn how to read and write the data simultaneously from the Excel sheet through data driven framework. And also you will learn today like what is keyword driven framework and hybrid framework in Selenium. So Apache PY is an open source library developed and distributed by Apache Software Foundation to design or modify Microsoft Office file using Java program. So in the last session I already shared details that how to download all the Apache PY jar file. So what you need to do after creating the Java project, you need to associate all the Apache PY jar file to your project. Then you will be getting the relevant methods, functions, class from the Apache PY, just like XSF workbook, XSF sheet, all this stuff. So it is a popular API that allows working around Excel file using Java program. In short, user can read and write MS Excel file using Java. Apache PY is your Java Excel solution. User need to use XSF app if they need to read or write an OXML Excel file using Java, which is the .xls extension. But in case you are using .xls only, then there's an HSF, SSF, like that is the thing. But nowadays, I think nobody is using like .xls format. Everybody is beyond 2006, so it is 2007 onwards, so it is .xlsx. It has many predefined method, classes, and interface. So what are the prerequisites? You need to do all the setup. You would require the Eclipse. You would require the test engine framework to add it to your project. You need to add the Selenium jar file. You need to add the Apache PY jar file, and you need to install the Microsoft Excel. So this is the path. Yesterday, last session I told, right, where you can download the latest Apache PY jar file. After that, you need to associate it. Now today you will see how to read and write the data from the Excel sheet in different approach. Yesterday, last session we have learned one approach. Today we will learn one more approach. So this is the project I have created, right? You can create any project. After the project is created, right, you can create a package and the class, and you can associate, right, the Selenium and the all the Apache PY jar file to your project. So you already know how to associate it after downloading. So right click, and then you can go to the properties. You can go to the Java build path, and right, you could see here you can select, right, add library, and then you can add all the library, and you can go to the add external jars. Add library means you can add the test the right add library is nothing but for the test engine library you can add to your project. So that is the first path. After that, once you are creating the project, as now you already learned how to deal with the test engine framework, so definitely in the real time also you should always use the test engine framework. So you no need to use the like public static void main method. And what is the importance of the test engine framework means you can create n number of test cases with the help of the at the rate test annotation, and also you can use before shoot, after shoot, before test, after test, before class, after class, and which will be your precondition, right, and post condition also. So this is the project class I have created, public training session 11, and this is the global variable I have declared. So what is the global and local variable? Global variable, in case you are declared at the class level, you can use them in any method, right, or any other thing. So that is the reason always go with the global variable and use it anywhere within that class itself. So WebDriver and XSF workbook you already know. This is the class, and this is the class I have created this variable, and the new thing is called XSF cell is cell variable I have created. Then I have created two thing, public, sorry, before test and after test. So that part you already know in the test ng. So there you can create two method for setup and the tear down. Tear down is nothing for the quitting the browser, and setup is nothing for setting up the properties for the any browser driver. It can be Chrome browser, it can be Firefox browser, it can be other Safari browser as well. So you can maximize it and you go open the browser. That is the stuff. So here today I will try to read and write the data from the Excel sheet. So you in the last in the last session you already seen like two column where suppose say I am opening the Facebook page, right? So suppose in case I want to go for the Facebook page, say, So what are the thing, right? I'll be passing the URL, user ID, or I'll be passing the password, right? And then I'll be maybe whatever action you can do it. So that is the variable I'm passing. Okay, so email and password field. So in the last session, I have tried the help from the data provider, right, from the test ng, so that you can, in case you still having doubt, go through it. Okay, but here I'll not go with the data provider and I'll go directly. Okay, and here today I have added one more column. Okay, this is the kind of row, sorry, this is the row I have created as a header. So that part I don't want to read it, that is my header, and from the row 2 onward I want to read the data. But otherwise approach is same. And then just I'll be reading the data, user ID and password. Then I also want to update my test result, whether test is passing or failing, all this stuff. So that is the way I will read and write the operation. Also for every data I am taking it as part of the data driven testing approach. So what I did in my script, I have created a method, right, for reading and writing the data. Okay, Facebook login page means method name, and at the rate is test cases, and it will given the exception. So I am just passing the URL for the Facebook page, and I am creating the file object, right, for the file class, and I am just passing the URL, sorry, complete path details. So in my desktop, and this is my seed name, and this is the extension .xlss. And how to read the file, you already seen the last session, that file input stream. So I am using creating an object for the file input stream. Then I'm going to the workbook. So yes, last session I told, right, how you can read the workbook or the Excel sheet. First you need to go to the path, then you need to go to the sheet name, then you need to go to the extension of the thing, like .xlsx or .xls, like that. Then you need to go to the sheet or tab, then you need to go to the row and column and the cell. So that is the way you'll be reading or writing the data from the Excel sheet. So here I am just going to the workbook, then I am going to the sheet. So here I can give the index called 0, because like I want to access the first sheet. So in case in multiple sheet is also there, you can go with the sheet name as well. So today you can learn also how you can read the data with the help of sheet name. Because in the real time, in case your Excel sheet is having so many tabs, right, maybe 20, 30 tabs, right, you cannot always, right, rely on that index 0, 1, 2, 3 like that, like, because in case sometimes you are adding more tab, that will be confusing. So instead of that, you should always give the sheet name, because sheet name will be always unique, tab name will be always unique in the Excel sheet, right, or in the workbook. Okay, so that is the way you can also learn, go through it. So then I am trying to understand how many row is there. So that is the last row number method I can call, right, to get the how many row is there, means how many row data is available. Those row I'll be reading it, I'm not reading whole the like stuff. Okay, then here I've given a for loop. So try to understand here, I am starting with I equal to 1, not 0. Why? Because I have given one row as an header. That header I don't want to read, because that is the static part. Don't want to read. That is the reason I've given it a header, and that part I don't want to read. So I have I equal to 0. I am not starting. I am starting from I equal to 1, means row number 2. So that is the reason I have tweaked the my code little bit, or for little bit, and I will go till the less than equal to row count I plus plus. Then as and when I already came to the worksheet, and I will be going to the cell. So what is the cell? And I am calling the XSF cell class, and that is the way I am going to the variable cell. So how I can access the cell? Cell means I am going to the worksheet, and for every I row, right, for every I get of I, right, get row I am going to the cell which is the 0th column, first cell. So 0th column get cell 0. Then I am converting whatever value is there in the string, and I am clearing first, right, before anything is there I am clearing. And then suppose in case anything is already entered in my sphere, I am clearing the value, and then I want to add the value, right, whatever I want to do it after identifying the element. So what is the element? That is the element, and that element I know, right, that element ID is there, and which is the email field, right. So that is the way I am identifying it, diver.find element by.id, and then the whatever value I am getting from the cell 0, right, and for every row iteration. So that I will be entering one by one. So that is the way. Similarly for the other cell, which is the password field, I am just creating is for cell 1, right. So that is the way. Similarly, but it will be only changed to cell 1, otherwise same thing. So in case you are having multiple cell also, you can do the same way. then I will be waiting for couple of second time, because sometimes reading and writing, in case you are not giving any time, right, 1 or 2 second time, it might create some trouble. That is the way you can give 2 seconds time, like thread dot sleep, so that it will be hard coded, so that it will wait differently for 2 second time, and then you will act accordingly. And in the same loop, right, I want to update the value. So this is the row I am reading. After that, at the same time, for every iteration, I want to update the value also here in the test column. So how I'll get it? Similar way, right, I, in case I want to interact with the updating the file or writing the file, so you need to call the file output stream class. So a file output stream, and then that is the result I want to update, so I am storing in some string variable. Similar way, I am going to the worksheet, and for every row I am creating a new cell, which is the cell number 2, and here I want to update the result. After updating the result, I want to write it. So after storing the value, I want to write it. So that is the code I have written. Now in case you are running the thing, so what will happen? Let's run it and let's understand what will happen. Okay, so your script will fail, okay, after entering the value. Okay, you could see fail. So go to the reason here, try to understand the reason. Okay, you could see file not found exception, right? XLS, the process cannot access the file because it is being used by another process. So you could see clearly, mirror message is clearly mentioned, means reading is file with read only file, right? But whenever you want to write the data, in case you already open the Excel sheet, no one can update it. So that is the reason, in case you want to read and write the file auto or I mean, every time you need to close the file, otherwise update will not happen, it will throw the error. So now you close it. So this is the 4 data I want to pass it. Every time I want to update my result as pass or fail, whatever is there. Okay, that can be little bit tweaked after down the line, not be a problem. It will be very much detailed analysis will be there. Okay, now let's try to run it and let's see what is happening. So 4 iteration it will try to enter the data. Username 1 password 1 username 2 password, after 3 second waiting, because I have given 3 second wait time, because otherwise sometimes some confusion might be coming. And now my test case got fast. You could see it will close the browser. You could see there is a fast, because it will consider single test case with different iteration. Okay, so now in case you open the Excel sheet again, now what will happen? You would able to see, right, test result also updated. These are the thing also updated. Now tomorrow, right, you need to go for 6 iteration also. So you can just remove the thing and you can just update the here data sheet. So you see that as for data driven testing, in case your data is stored in some external file, you no need to change the code, you will simply update your data accordingly. So that is the real time benefit of the data driven testing. Your data, your code will be right separated. There is no link with that. Okay, but you should be same field only. Otherwise, it will create the trouble. In case you want to add some field, you need to customize your code to handle this particular field as well. Now you need to again close it after saving it. Now in case again you are running your code, what will happen? It will go for the 6 different variations of the data. Okay, so it is running for the first iteration, it is going for the second iteration, okay, third iteration, fourth iteration, fifth iteration, and the sixth iteration also. And now what will happen? Now I already removed the test result part. So if you open it now Excel sheet again, so what will happen? For every 6 iteration whatever is throwing, right, you can see the result also updated. So that is the way, right? You should always rely on the, instead of hard coding anything, you should go with the loop also. There is another approach, and you can interact with the Excel file. So in case you want to read the file, it will be definitely file input stream, right, and the relevant thing. So I already covered is part of the Java file input output of version 6, session number 6. You can go through once more time. So whatever already covered previously, we will try to utilize everything in the down the line in the framework. And then for the output operation, means for the update operation, you need to rely on the file output stream class of the Java, and then you can use it. But data driven testing means right? You can read the data from the Excel sheet, and also you can read and write the data simultaneously from the Excel sheet as well. Okay, so I am again reiterating the thing. So what I have did, I have created some global variable. So these are the WebDriver you already know. It is coming from the Selenium, and these three classes is coming from the Apache PY. I just I created two more thing before test and after test, right? For setting up the driver properties, maximizing the driver, opening the driver, and quitting the driver. After that, I have written the code, right? Where I am launching the page, right? I am creating accessing the file wherever it is placed with the file name, file path, name and extension of the file, and with the help of the file input stream I want to go to the workbook first, then worksheet, and then right how many rows data is available, and then I want to read that how many data is row available and storing in some row count integer value. Then I am again reiterating a for loop which I equal to 1 because the first row I have kept it for the heading purposes. I don't want to read it. Then right I am going to the cell level. So for every I, right, I am going to the first column and I am converting the value string format and entering the value in the id field, right, email field. And similarly for the cell one I am getting the value, I am storing it the password field, and I am waiting for a couple of second time for every iteration. And then with the help of the file output stream I am creating a new cell which is the next cell, which is cell 2, means the column 3 actually. And I am updating some my test result, whatever you want to do based on your observation, right, finding. So that is the way, in case you are running it, you are able to read and write the data simultaneously. And what you happen, right, you no need to update the code in case you want to go for multiple variation, you want to reduce the variation, you want to increase the variation, you want to, right, update your test result, automatically thing will be updated accordingly. And based on the row available, based on the data available, iteration will be repeated, and that is the way you will get the desired result. Okay, so that is the way you can do the data driven testing. You can do the reading and writing the data from the Excel sheet simultaneously as well. Okay, just I will take a pause. Any questions? Hmm. 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 Yes, yes, you can customize the code, right? Suppose it can be one time, two time. You can just update your code a little bit and it can be handled. Definitely, not be a problem. So you need to tweak the code. Okay, that is the very simple and way. But yeah, you need to update that kind of code only, but it will be updated accordingly. Not be a problem. So I'll close that part. Then I'll go to the remaining two topics, important topics, and it will be very complicated. So just try to hear out. I will cover one more time because one time will not be sufficient. Just go through the video, okay? Because this is very critical. Then the keyword and the hybrid framework, okay? Because same approach you can do it, but code will be different for the keyword and hybrid little bit. So what is keyword? Keyword means like the kind of the key, right, word through which you want to interpret or you want to interact, means interactions or the method you can say. So keyword driven framework is a technique in which all the operations and the instruction to be performed are written separately from the actual test case. The similarity it has with data driven framework is that the operation to be performed is again stored in an external file like Excel sheet. User can easily control and specify the functionality they want to test. Okay, so keyword means keyword will be there, and through the keyword you will be writing or deriving automation script, and that the automation script will be interacting with the AOT or everything under test, both way communication. What is the advantage of the keyword driven framework? Right, this is called reusable component, sometime also keyword also, right? So you will be writing it one time and you'll be using n number of time. So single keyword can be used across multiple test script, so the code is reusable. User can write the detailed test plan having desired input and verification data in the form of simple and convenient spreadsheet. In case some expert having expertise of scripting language used by the automation tool can create utility script well before the creation of the desired detailed test plan. Then the testing engineer is able to use the automation tool immediately through the spreadsheet input method, and for this they need not master the concerned scripting language used by the automation tool. User become productive with the new testing tool so far quickly, since they required to understand the format for use in the test plan and various desired keyword. This permit deferment or rescheduling of more exhaustive testing on new tool at some more convenient time in the future. So better advantage is that you will be using it, creating it for one time, and you can use it multiple time, and your right based on the keyword. In case you are driving your testing, right, your sometime your design will be very easy. In case you need to debug your code, it will be very easy. You need to enhance your code, you need to like go for the maintenance, it will be very easy. That is the primary advantage of the keyword driven testing. Disadvantage for all the framework is pretty much similar. So like data driven is still much easy, but keyword and hybrid will be more complicated. So initial setup time will be more required. User like tester, automation tester also will be having more knowledge on the framework, tool, and the programming language, right? So sometimes they would require some sort of additional training. Otherwise they cannot do, say they would require some special training also to handle all this kind of utilities customized file, right? This process will take considerable time and can have adverse effect on the test plan development. However, this problem arises during the beginning only, and when testers get enough acquaintance, right, with the process, they are able to create the test cases much faster. So definitely, suppose in case you are able to create the skeleton maybe 5 or 10 days time, but after that your test script development, right, speed will be very much fast forwarded. Okay. So what is the difference between the keyword and data driven testing? So keyword means easy to maintain due to more abstraction layer, means due to more and more barrier or abstraction layer which is unique between test script, test data, and keyword. But data driven testing is comparatively harder to maintain since the abstraction is only between the test data and the test script. Planning has to be extensive and precise for keyword driven framework. Planning is very easy for data driven framework, right? Only it will, right, for data and test script is only required. So data driven framework you actually cannot start until your application or AUT under ready, because you will be creating only single script, and you will be varying with different data variety of the data. So until your code is ready, right, you cannot go with the start with the data driven testing. But keyword driven testing you can start even before your code is completely ready or application is completely available. You know the right what are the scheme you need to navigate. Like later point of time you can fix the thing, but you can create the skeleton of the keyword driven framework. That is the primary difference of the keyword driven framework. Then what is hybrid framework? Hybrid framework is nothing but the combination of data driven and the keyword, means it can also go through with the different variety of the data, as well as it can also interact with the keyword. So these are the both thing will be clubbed in the hybrid framework. So hybrid framework in Selenium is a concept where testers are using the advantage of both keyword driven framework as well as the data driven framework. It is an easy to use framework which allows manual tester to create test case by just looking at the keyword, test data, and object repository without coding in the framework. So here the keyword as well as the test data are externalized, means like it can be CSV format, it can be Excel, it can be database also. Keywords are maintained in a separate Java class file, and test data can be maintained either in a properties file or Excel file, or can be used data provider of a test engine framework as well. So the hybrid framework is built with several reusable modules or function library that are developed with the following features in mind. Maintainability. Hybrid framework significantly reduce the maintenance effort. So I already told, right, in case you are working with the isolated mod, in case you are having any trouble, turbulence, right, it is not possible to go through like a thousand line of code. But in case you are using any proper approach, means the framework, so your code will be breakdown or more layer will be there, and you can definitely go through that particular thing, and then you can update it accordingly. And that is the way, right, your development, your maintenance effort will be very much reduced. Reusability, that is the major advantage, because I want to write the code once, and in case I need to update that code, I will be updating it, and you can right, you can use it in number of time. Manageability, want the like ready, you are going with the proper approach, it will help you, right, to effective test design execution in the testability perspective. Also accessibility, Easy to design, develop, modify, and debug test cases while executing. Availability, right? With the help of the framework, you can write schedule the execution with the help of the any CI/CD tool. It can be Jenkins, Bamboo as well, right? So that right, even without any manual intervention, right, your execution can be done on the nightly basis or even during weekend also. Reliability, right? Due to the advanced features like error handling mechanism, scenario recovery mechanism, reliability is more and more in the framework. Flexibility, framework independent of system or environment under test, right? Flexibility, that is the reason. So suppose say today you are converting your framework to other system, they can download it and they can try to run it from their system with very minimal change. So that right, suppose say right, only two automation tester is there and maybe 10 functional tester is there, but suppose say you need to execute the test case in couple of hours. So what you can do, right, you can once the setup is done in the other system, you can just share your framework and you can download from the system and you can run the system also, so that within right very short time you can run them from 5 different instances of two automation tester system. Measurability, customizable report of test result ensuring the quality output, right? That is the measurement. How many test cases pass, fail, right? What is the problem, right? And also it will generate some sort of matrix report or the other report. So that is the way, right? Your like hybrid framework will be there, and disadvantage is pretty much similar across the common, right? Initial time investment will be there, more and more automation resource will be there. They need to go through some training, and definitely automation resource will be like demand in the market, you need to pay some extra cost on that also. So but these are the couple of disadvantage for all the other framework. So in the last session I will cover the BGD framework with Cucumber, but now let's concentrate how we'll design the framework for the data driven and the keyword driven. So any questions on the concept part, because that internal okay, because these are the concept, once you are able to get it and you will also able to give the answer in your interview as well. Okay, and I'll be sharing the interview question and in answer as well, but that will definitely help you more and more down the line. Okay. Yes. Yeah, before practicing just go through the videos couple of time and the framework code also, and that will help you. Okay. Okay, now let's see how we'll design the framework for the keyword and hybrid. So I already created the framework, right? So this is my framework. Okay. So I will be giving that downloadable format. You can download it and you can try to run it after customizing the thing. So first thing is that you need to create a project. Before that, you would require Eclipse. You would require the Java settings. You would require the drivers also, right? All the stuff. Then what you will do? You would need to create an Excel sheet, right? Where you will be creating your test cases. So here you need to go to the project path and you can go to the Excel, whatever is already associated to the project. Okay, and you can simply copy and paste it at the project level, not any folder level. Copy. I will be just this is the path, and press Windows R and just enter it. Automatically it will give you the path and all the code here also you can view it. So this is the Excel sheet created .xlss. You can give any name, test case also. So if you open, right, here I have created couple of test cases. Okay, so before the test cases, so say I want to automate the site here called readymail.page. So in that page, right, if you open that page, so that might be one test cases. So that way your functional level will be staring in the test case, right? Just open the page with the find that whether the page is opening or not, like that. Then second, right, you need to enter the user name and password which is invalid, and you need to click on the sign in. You need to validate that error message is coming or not. Then maybe another test case is that you need to give any other combination username password with invalid. You can click on the sign in. You can give some valid also. You can click on sign in, so it will automatically open, right? Or you can click on the forgot password link and it will navigate to the new page and you can validate it. That is the way you will be having separate scenario. Just I'm giving a very simple scenario example. So that is the way it will be in case you can create a new account, right, and it will open some page. You can fill the details and it will be account will be created, and with the new account you can try to log in at this step. That is the functional different scenario will be there. So here I have tried to create couple of scenario. First one description is login to the ready page with invalid credential. Another is set 2, set 3, which are all are invalid. Then click on the forget password link here. Then navigate to the URL. So these are the couple of test cases I have created. That is the way you can add n number of test cases here one by one in the same sheet. Okay. So that way you will be creating the real time automation with the multiple test case. So here there are a couple of column, 5 column, right? Just try to understand thoroughly, guys. So first column, yeah, I think any questions? Yes. So after creating the project, you can create the Excel sheet from the outside the project also in any folder. After that, what you can do, you can automatically go to the project and you can paste it outside here. Okay. So that is the way. Automatically it will be displayed in your project. Yes. Yes. Okay. So after creating the project, you can access any folder, you can create any file also. Automatically it will be displayed here. This is the two-way communication. Okay. Okay. You can paste it outside. So this is the first column. So first column, this is the header, right? I've given so that people can understand. Everyone can understand. Because I told, right, in case you are going with the automation, you need to follow some protocol. Otherwise, in case suppose say you moved out to different project, right, you are sick, right, or maybe you are moving from the organization, right, new person might come, your delivery should not be impacted, and in case you are not following anything, right, you are not able to understand. In case you are giving presentation to your customer, right, to your leadership, they will also not able to understand. So that is the way, right, always whenever you are dealing with the framework, you need to follow your organization or your customer's protocol standard or some sort of automation standard also. Okay, this is the first column. Definitely I have given header so that everybody can understand what is the thing all about. Then this column is test cases, right? So this is the objective of the test cases or the test scenario, you can say. Okay, so whenever I have given here, I have given all the remaining column as a blank. I will let you know the story or the intention why I have given, right? You could see wherever this column there is a value in the test cases, remaining column is blank, right? Similar for all the test cases, wherever you can add 100 test cases as well, not be a problem. Okay. Then next one is keyword. Means I am trying to drive my execution based on the keyword. Keyword means what exact operation that keyword will do. So you can write anything. Okay. Then I will map this keyword with the actual part later point of time. Okay. So here I have mentioned navigate to URL means you could understand from the term itself, right? I want to navigate to a URL means I want to open an URL, right? So whenever you want to navigate to the URL, what you will require? You will require the value of the URL. Suppose the Facebook, Reddit, Google, all this stuff. So that is the way I have given the value URL. That is dynamic in nature. Means you later point of time you can change the value. That is the URL means URL variable. Okay. Then set text means I want to add some value in the text field. So that is the way I have given the name of the operation called or keyword called set text. Right. Then the object and the corresponding object type and the value. Then try to understand what is object. Object means the field name I have given in my own. That is not exactly with your field name. You have given by your own. What is the way you want to interact? So username means in case I am going to the ready page, right, there is a username field. You can give uname as well, but later I will map it. Okay. And this is the password field. You can give pass anything or password. So that you can also understand at a point of time, right? So this is the field name, right? Means you want to interact with this field. So that is called object. Then object type. What is object type? Object type is nothing but the element locator type. You know there are 8 element locator type available, right? Name, ID, class name, CSS, XPath, link text, partial link text, or the tag name. So you can give any suitable name mapping to that. Okay, you can give ID also. You can give name, anything. Later we will map it, but it is better to give it like that only. CSS instead of CSS selector, you can give CSS. Instead of XPath, you can give like XPath, all this stuff. Okay, this is the object ID. Suppose in case and you can just press F12 button here. You could see here if you want to just inspect an element, there are a lot of right thing will be there like ID, right, name. There you can create XPath, CSS. In case it's a link, it will be like partial link test or like or the link test as well. So this is the your object type and the value. Whatever value, in case URL giving means it is a variable, you can pass the value at a point of time, but this is the hard coded value, you can also give it, or you can drive with the dynamic value as well. So that is the way. Suppose say for the first case, what is the objective? Log in to the ready page with invalid credential. So first I will navigate into the URL, then I will identify the email field and I will enter the value. username 1234. I will identify the password field. I will enter the password 123. Then I will identify the sign in button and I will click on that one. So that is the way I have given the keyword called click and the object I have given and the object type, because there is no value you need to give it. That is the reason value column is blank for that particular field, because it's a click operation, right? In case this kind of thing, you no need to give the value. So that way, this is the way you need to think about that. So what are the, for what are the element, I will be simply passing the URL. No need to interact with any element. For what are the different keyword or actions, I need to identify the element first. I need to enter some value, right? So that is the way, for those party value will be there. For what are the element, this simple operation like click, verify, all this stuff. So I need to give any value, so that value will be called blank. So similarly, set 2 I also tried to give another combination. Set 3 I also tried to give an other combination. And the next fourth test case is like, I want to click on the forgot password link. I am giving some username password and then I am clicking on the forgot password link. So that is the way. But here you could see, for the remaining field username, where you need to give the same name only. Okay, same name and same identifier. So that means, right, in case something need to be changed, you can press Ctrl F and you can update there, right? Replace. Okay, so that is the way, means it will be same only. So same field it will be, so all are usable component, right? In case something need to be changed, I will update only one page, automatically it will be reflected for identifying the element and for the element name. But value you can just pass it on test case to test case wise. So that is the way, right? You will be driving your Excel sheet fast. Okay, then you need to create a properties file. Okay, so how can you create it? You can right click to the project, you can create a new, you can go with other, here you can type with file, right? And you can select the file and you can click on the next, you can give some name here, okay, outside the project, and extension will be dot properties, dot properties. It will be always, extension will be dot properties, and I have created the object properties file. Right here I have given whatever variable I have declared called URL. So that variable I copied and I have given the URL name. Why I have given? Because tomorrow in case I am changing the URL, I will change only one place. So that aspect you need to always remember, that I will be using n number of time, but in case some update is required, I will update only for one time. That is the thing you need to always remember. So that is the way you can go with the variable and you can give the value here. Then next, username in object. So this is the object called username. I am identifying and giving the name, and I am trying to identify with the help of the ID. But what is the value for the ID? So ID is login one. So here I am mapping it, that a username field value is login one ID. Try to understand, this is the object and the value of the corresponding object type element locator is value I am giving it here, login one. Similarly for the password field, I am trying to identify password field which with the name. So what is the name here? You could see name equal to PASSWD. So that part I am also mapping in my properties file. Then sign in button. What is the sign in button? So element name is sign in button, right? Object name, and through which I am identifying the element name attribute, right? Or name element locator technique. So let's try to go with that one and see what is the name. Name is proceed. That proceed name I am mapping in my properties file. Then what are the other field? Unique field. You should go with the always unique field. So username is there, password sign in 3 is unique field is there, and for this test case also 3 unique field, no more new field, and for this test case there is one more new field. So that are the new field, you can add it only one time, and next time any update change, only update the relevant field. That is the beauty of the framework. So forget password is another unique field, right? Okay, so what I can do, I can go with the forget password. I can identify with the link text for the partial link text, because the link I know. So I have given it right here, that link or partial link text, anything. Then I have given the corresponding value for the link, complete link. So that is the way how you can do, how many field is there. So simply you can try, just filter it out. Okay, you can go with the object, you could see this is the unique object you could found. So username, password, sign in button, and forget password, that is the unique field that you can easily identify. So for unique field I already mapped it, Now my part is done, and one variable I have tried to declare with the URL. That is also done. Okay. So that is the way you can first drive with the properties file. First, creating the framework, so creating the project, associating all the Selenium jar file, Apache PY file to the project, then right adding the test engine library to the project, then creating the Excel sheet where you will be driving the test cases, then creating the properties file, and you understand how you need to write the properties file. I will take a pause, otherwise a lot of confusion will be coming because more and more thing will be more and more complex. Any questions so far? I am trying to understand in very very simple way. I am trying to cover it very very simple way. All good? Or any doubt? Is it clear, guys? Okay. Then, so what is my first part? I'll be creating a project. Java project you can create. You need to associate all your Selenium jar file, Apache PY jar file. You need to convert the project to a test ng. You need to create the like Excel sheet. You need to create all your test cases. First for 5 test cases you can go. Later point of time you can add n number of test cases on that framework. You can go 20, 30, 100, 200 like that, right? But once your schema is done, you can add, and whatever new field will be coming, right? You need to add it map accordingly. Okay, and it will be. No, that is different thing. That is different thing. So that will be driven by the other part. Okay. So because that is the creating the framework part. I mean in the listener right. I already told right how to add that code right. Whatever you already did. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yes. No. In the okay. Then you can go to the src file and you can create some packages. So you know how to create the package right. So right click new package. Why I am creating the packages? So that like I can identify easily, right? Because you will be having a lot of classes down the line. So in case you are creating in the one package, it might be right contradictory. So I have created three packages. One is Excel import export IO. So that package means I'll be creating all the classes to interact with the Excel sheet, and I will place it here. And I've created called operation. So whatever operation related classes I need to create, I will be creating under the operation packages and test cases. So in case I want to create right n number of sanity set, functional, all this part I will be creating under the test cases packages. Okay. So first thing after creating the packages, you need to create a class called read properties file.java. You don't need to select the public static void main method. You'll be simply right click and you can simply create new class, and you can just simply not selected public static environment and just give the name right, and just like, and you can finish it. So automatically that class will be created. After that, if you open the read properties file class, so that is the class created. Now there is a property class available in Java. So I'm creating an object or instance called p from the property class, and then I'm creating a method called get object repository, because here I have created the repository, and that repository I want to read it and I want to return it. So I'll be calling the input stream, right? Just like file input stream. Okay. So where I am accessing the file object or properties file wherever it is stored. Now the thing is that I will not give the path hard coded, because suppose tomorrow in case you are extracting it and you are saving in D drive, so what will happen? In today in my C drive and tomorrow it will be your D drive, your desktop name will be changed, your username will be changed. Instead of that, I want to give something called the file name called file system.getProperty user.directory, means it will give your current path of the project. Okay. So now how can I understand? So let's try to print that out, right? System.getProperty and user.directory, that part will print always your current project path. So that part means this part it will print till the current project path based on your C drive, D drive, based on your, not mine. And if you go here, you could see what is printing out. It is printing my desktop and that project. Suppose tomorrow, in case you are downloading the project, your path will not be same, because your like instead of Dell, it will change your name also, right? And instead of desktop, you can place in C drive, other drive, right? And you can also change the name of the project as well. So that is the reason we are giving called this part. So that part will give you the correct project path of your current system. And I am concatenating slash stat object dot properties, means that is because it's outside the project. So that is the way I can access that object properties file. And I am loading it, that with the help of the loading method I am returning everything. Whatever is stored in the object properties, I am returning everything, right? Which is properties. Return type is properties, means that. So that is the way. First is I am creating the class for returning all the properties related part. So that part is done. Then I am creating one more class for keyword operation. Okay, this is my keyword operation class. I am defining the driver called global WebDriver driver. I am creating a constructor like same name of the class name, and here also passing WebDriver driver, and this dot driver I am matching with the driver. So here this dot driver means that, right, this driver, and here we are passing WebDriver equal to this driver. Otherwise, in case you are not creating it, right, whenever you will be calling new WebDriver, that will never match. That is the reason you should always create a constructor in new map with like global driver with the other like driver also. That is the part you need to do it. Then I am creating a method, right? You could see private by, this is the method name is get object. Okay, I want to get the object means the element locator, right? What are the thing I'll be reading based on my Selenium concept, id, name, class name, xpath, css selector, like that, whatever 8 thing is there. So what is the way you will be writing it? You'll be writing the properties first, properties file data, and then you'll be getting the object name, right, and then object type. These are the 3 things required, because here mapping is there. That is the reason you will be requiring the properties complete file and these 2 things for, right, mapping it. Then what you will be doing, you will be creating the if or switch statement as well, if else loop or switch statement. So if object type means that object type, right, dot equal ignore case equal to xpath. So in case suppose a lower cap upper case is there, so I am ignoring that. In case it is matching with xpath, what will do it, right, by dot xpath. So that is the Selenium term. Driver dot find element by dot xpath, it will match. It will call that method. So that way I am mapping with the Selenium code. Similarly, if it is mapped with the class name, I am giving it by dot class name. That is the Selenium code. Right? In case it is name, I am mapping with by dot name. In case it is a CSS, I will mapping with CSS selector, because that is the Selenium code. In case it is mapping with link, it will be link text. In case mapping with partial link, right, what a variable will be giving, it will partial link text, right. That is the way, or tag name like that, whatever way you add element locator. Otherwise, it will throw the error called element not found or wrong object type. That is my first method I will be writing. Okay, you could see here we will defining is private so that no other classes can access it, right, outside the thing. Okay, then I'm, so that part is done. Now I need to map with the keyword, right, whatever keyword I have written, then I need to define that what this keyword will do. So I need to, similar way I need to identify how many unique keyword I have written. So I need to map with all this part, right, so that nothing will be missed. So set text, navigate to URL, and 3 click. These are 3 operational keyword I want to perform. So I need to define their actions. Okay, so here I need to all the thing like properties file, I need the keyword, I need the object, I need the object type, I need the value as well. So that is the reason 5 variable I am passing here: properties, operation, object name, object type, and the value also. I will explain it. Then here I am using switch statement. Okay, so in case my operation ignoring equal case is click, so what I'll do, driver dot find element by dot element locator dot click. So that part I am defining here, driver dot find element, and here I am getting it, right, what I am getting it from this next part, means by dot xpath or by dot css or by dot selector, right. Then I am clicking it. So that is the way with the Selenium term I am logically mapping it. Next, in case it's set text, what I will do, I'll identify the object, then driver dot find element by dot element locator, then I'll be entering the send keys. What thing? I'll be entering the value, whatever is there in the value column. Okay. Similarly, for the other case, navigate to URL. So here I need to give driver dot get URL. That's all. I no need to identify the element, I don't need to give it, because that is the reason object and object type is also blank for this part. So that is the way you need to map it. So this part, one, in case you are able to run couple of test cases, that will give you more and more thing. And in case you are getting more and more challenges, you need to associate all this part to your framework. But that is the skeleton. So anything new is coming, you need to make definitely cover it here. Any new thing is coming. Any new object type is coming, you need to cover it in the second method. So that is the way, right? You need to make sure that these two things is updated. Okay, in the keyword operation. Okay, so I already deleted the object properties file, and I already tried to map all my keyword here, all my Excel part here. Okay, the next thing is that this part I done, but now I need to read the Excel. So that is the reason I created a read Excel file keyword class. So here I am defining, right, I will be reading Excel method. So I need the file path, file name and the seed name. Okay, so I am accessing for the file first, then with the help of the file input stream, right, I am trying to read the file. I am going to the workbook, then I am checking whether it's a .xlsx or .xls. In case it is .xls, it will be HSSF, otherwise it will be XSSF. In case it is .xlsx, so what will be there? I am going to the workbook, means I am coming to here, right, this part coming here, means path of the test cases wherever kept test cases .xlx, so that part I will be coming it with the first method. Okay, this part is done. So I already mapped all the objective in the properties file, all the value. I am reading the properties class. I am also mapping all the 5 different column, 4 column primarily, right, with the what objective I am doing, what is the importance of the keyword, right, what operation I want to perform, how I am reading the element, what value I am want to enter, what like element name I have given based on my own need. So that everything I am mapping it. Now I will go to the test cases. So first I will cover the data keyword driven framework. So here I am defining WebDriver equal to WebDriver global variable. You can also make it driver as well, that not be a problem. Then before setup and after setup there is nothing new. Okay, yeah, tell me, yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead with your doubt. Okay, so this is nothing new, you already know. Before test, after test, I have defined something global variable. Then what I am doing, I am creating my test cases here, right. This is my test cases, test ready page. This is test cases, and this is only one, but it will drive all the test cases here, right, here all the test cases one by one. So first thing, I am creating the object or instance for the read Excel file keyword, that whatever class I have written. And creating the object or instance, you already know, file, right, class and object name equal to new class. Similarly, read properties file class, I am creating the object. Then I am calling that method get properties, object properties, whatever is written here, right, that calling the method, and this returning type is properties, so I am storing in some properties, that is variable. Then I am creating the object for the keyword operation class, that is the class, right. Now I am first reading the Excel sheet. So what method I have written here? This method, right, sheet, return type is sheet and read Excel. So that return type with sheet I am storing it, the test sheet. So I am going to the file class first and calling the read Excel method and giving the path of the, again same way, current project path, right, that is my path of my Excel file outside the project. Then slash slash, what is the name of the class, name of the file, testcase.xlx, and what is the tab name, right, the tab name is keyword framework, that is the tab name, right, that is the workbook and that is the sheet or tab. So this is the way I am accessing it completely, and which returning the sheet, that is the reason return type is sheet and test sheet. Now I will be creating a variable with return type as integer, and how many row is available. So I am going to the last row, right, suppose last row is here, how many row data is available, so last row is 20. Okay, and what is my first row? First row is 19, say 1, right? So 1 minus 20 equal to how many? 19. But actually it is row is there till 20, so that is the reason I am adding with plus 1 to get the exact row count, right? Because my last row count is 20, but I am starting with row equal to 1, not equal to 0 here. So it is giving me 19, but my correct row is 20. That is the reason you can always add plus 1 to get the exact row count. That is the another approach, right? You can say another approach, or you can directly go to the last row also. Okay, so that is the another approach I am trying to cover. That is another approach, last row minus first row plus 1, because first row also will be having 1, right? That is the reason I am adding 1. Then I am iterating it for again I equal to 1. Why? Because my first row is having the header, so I don't want to read it. I want to read it from here. So I equal to 1, I less than row count, I plus plus. So first I need to go to the row. So how can I go to the row? One, I go to the sheet, test sheet, and I can go to the row. Okay, so get of row. Then I am entering my logic here. This is the logic of my completing the reading the data. Try to understand very carefully. What is the logic? If row gets cell 0 for the first cell, right? For the row, for the first cell it is 0, right? Means, sorry, for the first row, after converting the string length equal to 0, means there is no value at all, then it will do the operation. So that is the way I have tried to write technical written my code, I mean skip test case also accordingly. In case this row is having value, so this will be printed out my test case name, this will not perform any operation. And as and when this row is blank, means I have the action to perform. So that is the logic I am trying to implement it here. So in case this row is having cell number 0, that is called cell number 0 for every row is having the value, right? Then I will just simply print out the test case's name. In case it is equal to 0, I will perform the operation for all the remaining 4 column. So similarly that code is implemented here. In case equal to 0 means there is no value here. So I will try to do the actions, right? So what action I will be doing? First I will print out everything and also call the operations. I will identify the object, right? I will do the operation for cell 1. What is the cell 1 operation? Keyword. I need to identify the object with the object type and the value will be there, and also print out the value. Else means in case it is a value is there, I will simply print out the test case's name. Here you can give some precondition and the post condition, means like new test case you can add it so that automatically people can understand, and also you can see add like test execution started. That part I want to enter it for in the print out part. So now this part is done, your keyword driven framework. And in case now you are running your code, let's close the Excel sheet, otherwise it will be creating problem. Always close the Excel sheet. Now let's try to run it. You could see the test case will be run one by one. It might take some time because of the page also. You could see this running one by one. So it will be running 5 test cases. But here keyword driven framework, it will be treated as 1. Okay. So it will take some time because sometimes page might load based on the thing. Okay, with 3 different variations, then it will click on the forgot password link, then it will create one more time, launch the page. So based on the 5 test case objective, sometimes it is taking more time, it will be fail time out. Okay, so you can close the thing in case sometime more time is taking, and sometime it happen, you can see the failure why I have forcefully closed it, right? You could see few test cases already executed, and after that it is giving some error, no such window, because I have forcefully closed the window. That is the reason it is giving the error. Okay, now again try to run it. Sometimes that might problem happen, you can interrupt the execution in case it is not working. Sometimes based on your browser speed, network speed, it might also happen. whenever it's a number of large number of test cases. Still taking a lot of time. I'll close one more time and try to run it. Yeah, it is doing fast now. Yeah, it is doing. It will click on the forgot password link, right? And it will also launch the page. This is the 5 test cases done, and it will is giving the result like fast, because it is only one test case here I have given. That is keyword driven. That is not the data. That is the reason it is giving one result, right? Though your multiple keyword is attempting, but it is giving. But if you go here now, you could also see a same. That is the reason it is called keyword, because though multiple keyword is calling, multiple row is calling, but still it will giving you only one result. But data driven means same test case will be run for multiple time, it will give you the result also multiple time. Okay, you could already see, right? That is the way. Now next one is keyword driven, sorry, hybrid. Okay, so hybrid is nothing but a combination of the keyword and data driven. Okay, so code will be little bit changed. So here we will be using the test-ng concept of the data provider also. So I have defined something called global WebDriver, and here are the test cases, data provider, hybrid data. So that part I will be again mapping here, right? Data provider. So similar way, whatever you already know, public object, right? And then initially it was null. Then I am creating the object conditions for the read Excel file again here, right? I am going to the sheet similar way. I am getting the row count here. Okay, so I did not given +1. Why? Because I want to go with the I equal to 0. An object I have given, row count is I am driving from here, and column is nothing but the 5 column, right? So that is the reason given the 5 column name. And then I am starting with the I equal to 0, right? I am getting the row every time, and I am creating an inner for loop, because it is a two-way, right? Row and column index. That is the way you can get the cell. So for every row, you can go with the every column also. Get last row column, and you are converting and storing it after converting to string, and you are returning the object. That is the way getting the details in the and storing in the data provider. Now this is my test cases. So here I have given simple condition. In case the test case name not equal to null, means test case is not having the null value, right? And length not equal to 0 means it is having the way, right? It is having the value. So automatically it will every time as and when you are not getting the test case name, it will open a new window, right? It will open the new window. As and when your test case name is blank, means you want to interact it, it will open the new window. Okay, and it will perform the operation. So that's the beauty. You don't and right. Okay, so now let's try to run it and see what is happening here. So that is the different way I am trying to convert it. Okay, there are hell, I mean n number of method, n number of strategy will be there. It is not that you have to always follow one logic. Okay, you can follow n number of logic also. That is the one way easily I have tried to convert it, data driven and keyword hybrid. Every time it will open the new page. Okay, as and when your test case name equal to blank, every test case iteration it will try to open a new page. So 5 means it will open 5 window, new window, right? And that is the way it will perform. So whatever approach you want to take, you can implement it, but you will find the difference here. So keyword means it will drive based on the keyword, it will execute all your steps, but it will be still treated only one, because your objective of the test case is only one. But data driven means it is a combination both. It will drive on the keyword, and as well as every step will be considered as a different variety of the data, and so it will be considered as a multiple step. How many test steps is there? It will consider similar number of test cases. Okay, so let's stop it. Okay, and let's run it again. It is working also. Okay, so all the test cases will be running. So 5 windows will be open here totally, right? Okay, now you could see How many pass? 22. Why? Because there were 22 steps. So that is the reason it's coming. And you could see here, for every step it is coming. You could see what is the method calling, same method calling, but for the first one there is no test case name, and if it is the right accents or keyword, there is no I field name and there is the value. Second one also passed. What is the name? Again same name. There is no test cases name, and set text is the action you are calling. Username field you are interacting with the help of the ID, and this value is passing. So you can also get the view completely how it is interacted, and this is the test case, right? So that is the reason first row is having the value, remaining thing is column, remaining column is blank. So that is the way all the step will be considered as a test case also. If you go here, it will be also similar way it will behave, right? 22 step. Summary. If you go to the summary, you could able to see one class executed, so many method executed, and there is no failure. In case of failure, it will be displayed here. So that is the way, right? You can go with the data driven and the keyword driven framework. So approach will be still same, but only last creating the part you need to just little bit tweak it. I will again reiterate after there are any questions. I will go ahead with that. Okay, I will first complete your understanding part, then I will go to the framework code part also. So data driven is nothing but you want to write read the data. So what you require, right? You definitely require the all the setup, Eclipse configuration. You can create a project, you can convert it to testng, you can associate all the relevant Selenium jar file, Apache py jar file after downloading, then you can create your relevant class. Okay, and your data driven framework, your data sheet will be kept in separate like Excel sheet or CSV file or data driven, or maybe the database also, and you can interact with that. So your code and data will be separate. Okay, so your single test case you can interact with different version of the data, that is called data driven, and you can read and write the file as well. Keyword is nothing, your execution will drive based on the keyword, means actions. And right, and hybrid is nothing but it's a combination of keyword and data driven framework, so it will be drive based on your action as well as it will drive based on the different number of combination as well. Okay, so there are a lot of advantage. You can maintain it with limited cost, you can use the feature multiple times, right? Managing this thing much easier. It is easy to design, develop, modify, debug the script, right? You can schedule the automation on the weekend, nightly basis with manual, without manual intervention, right? It is having a lot of advanced feature like called advanced error handling, scenario recovery, like it's flexible, right? You can, right, download the project, right? You can run for any environment. That is the reason, right? We are changing the URL. So suppose tomorrow your URL is for the dev environment, tomorrow it is for the system testing environment, day after tomorrow it is for UAT environment. So you can you will change the URL only name. You don't need to change anything because your page will not change. Only your URL will be changed. So dynamic. Only you need to change the URL only one time. Your same script you can run it for different environment as well. That is the reason called flexibility. Measurability means it will give you the how many test case fast, fail, skip, all this part. And definitely you can integrate the result report also. That part I will cover in the how to integrate the different report, right, including external report as well down the line. But whenever you want to create any kind of project, first you need to create the Java project, right? You need to convert it for the testng, add library. You need to associate all the library, all the jar file for Selenium Apache py to your project, right? You need to create that Excel sheet where you already shown told, right? You can create 5 column. One is for test cases, right? One is for the accents of the keyword. One is for element type, right, or the object. One is the object identifier with the element locator. One is the corresponding value. Okay, once this part is done, you can add n number of test cases with different operation. You need to create the object or properties file, right, where you can give the URL name. So tomorrow you can change it for the any other URL, right? Dev environment, integration environment, UAT environment, production environment. Also you can just run it after changing it only one time. Then whatever object you are defining, that particular, with the help of the element locator type, you are giving the corresponding value here also. In case suppose say tomorrow you need to change it, right? The password is getting moved to, right, password 1. You can update it only one time, and everywhere it will be reflected. In case your sign in button, right, the name got changed to proceed, name proceed button also, you can just update it only one time, automatically it will be changed. Then you can create couple of packages. Then you can create the fast reading the properties file, right, with the help of the input stream class, and you can return all the thing. Then you can go for the keyword operation. So first two methods you need to write. One is for, right, matching with the different element locator like by.id class name name. Then you can create the map the different keyword operation. What is the exact operation you want to perform? It is a click divert dot find element by dot name class name or dot click. In case it is a you want to enter some value, it will be like dot send key like that. That is the way you can map it. Then you need to read the file. So how you can read it? You need to go to the path of the thing. It always should be project path, current project path. So it is nothing but the system dot, right, get property dot user dot directory read. It will give you the correct path of the project. Then, right, you can go to the seat name, right, and then you can go to the right worksheet name also. So that is the way you can create one more class. Then you can create your test cases. So here you can for the data driven framework, keyword driven framework, right, you can define something driver, and you can create something called, right, setup and tear down method, and you can create the test cases. So for all the class you need to create the object or instance. Then first you need to call the properties method wherever declared in the properties class, right. Then you need to, right, go with the excel sheet. First you need to read the excel sheet. You need to get to know how many row is there, and you need to start with the second row because first row is having the header, right. And then what is the condition you are giving? In case your first column cell number was 0 is having the value, you will be simply printing out the value with some precondition, the post condition. In case that column is missing the value, so automatically you need to perform all the action based on the whatever method you have already created, right, especially for the perform operation. So that is the way you will creating the code for the, right, data driven framework. But it will be considered single test case though you are running it on multiple test case. But next time, in case, go with the hybrid framework, but your single all the test table will be considered as a test cases because variety of the, it will be drive based on the data driven and the keyword driven framework combination. Okay. So you can go with the like test provider approach which you already learned from the test ng. So you can create all the classes object there, and return type will be definitely object. You'll be going to the properties first, the excel sheet, right. You'll be getting to know how many row is there, and you will be reading all the row and column, and you'll be getting the cell value. After that, right, you are creating condition. In case your first cell value equal not equal to 0, it will every time it will, you will open a browser and it will perform the operation. In case it is equal to 0, you will not do anything. So that is the way, right, you can like go with your data driven and keyword driven framework. So sorry, keyword and hybrid framework. So data driven is nothing but same test case you want to repeatedly execute for n number of variation of the data. Keyword means like you want to drive your execution based on the keyword or the operations or the actions. And hybrid is nothing but the combination of the keyword and data driven framework. So these code are not very easy, guys. Just try to understand. Once you understand the concept thoroughly, you need to go through the video couple of number of time code, then you will get the clarity. But once the approach is finalized, today you can go with the 5 test case, tomorrow you can go with the 100 test case as well. That not be a big deal. And couple of things later point of time you can customize to the framework as well down the line. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.